It scares us to death that somebody else may screw up a task that we would otherwise do really well. Hey, it's Alze Calhoun with Coveted Consultant. Today we're covering a really important task. We're talking about delegation. We're also talking about client attraction and how I'm delegating client attraction. What I really hope you take away from this video is you get to hear what good delegation sounds like. You get to hear what clarity sounds like. Hopefully you can model this kind of communication to those who you hire to do things. Because what I know, one thing that is fundamentally uncomfortable for us as consultants is delegating important tasks to other people. It scares us to death that somebody else may screw up a task that we would otherwise do really well. But until we let that go, we can't cross the wall. So here's something that I'm doing inside my business. Now, I've done each of these things personally. I've done them all personally, like in separate campaigns. But a new thing that I'm doing inside my business is to connect these things together strategically. So let me kind of talk through that. So there's something we're going to be doing coming up soon, which is Facebook advertising, right? So we're gonna be running some Facebook ads in particular, right? Now these ads have some stuff on the inside, right? So details later on that. But here's the point is that we've got to create an actual video for the ad. We've got to write copy for the ad. We've got to create some imaging for the ad. There's a blog post that goes along with the ad. There's some stuff. There's some targeting we got to get done with the ad. There's budgeting we got to get set. There's some stuff we got to do when we say we're going to run the ads. But ads come first, okay? Now, so then the next major block is these ads are going to create Facebook page likes. Now, these likes are going to be an indirect value of running the advertisement. My core goal in advertising is not to get likes, but I know that that's going to be a healthy byproduct. So then there is a set of checks that we have to do to see increase in page likes. Are the people who are liking the page, do they fit our target market? Are we okay with that? Some folks are going to comment on those ads, so I'm putting that here for just a moment. Commenting responding to comments as we check for the likes, and there's some other stuff that has to happen under page likes. Okay, so then for the people who like the Facebook page, we get a chance to, there's some functionality inside of Facebook where we get to invite them into the group because I have a free Facebook group. So from the likes, we can then specifically invite these people to the Facebook group. So then that means we got to do some checking up on that too. So we've got to check for those who like the page, see who those people are, right? We have to actually send the invite to them. Right? So then there is some content to create for the people who are in the group. Again, we've got to respond to some comments that happen inside the group. And there's some other stuff that has to happen here, right? So then from those people who are inside the group, eventually, right, we'll make a call to action to become a client, right? So then we'll call this the core call to action, right? So then we've got to be clear on what that core call to action is. Are we clear on that call to action, right? So we're going to invite folks into a conversation. So what is that conversation? How does someone schedule that conversation? Is there any narrative or communication or messaging they should get before getting on the call? What are our clear expectations from that conversation, right? So here's what I'm saying to you, is I've done all these things separately in their own separate way, right? But for the first time in my business, I'm going to connect these things together and make them one big long strategy, one big long set of events. But I know I can't manage all this by myself. I will fall apart. So I got to get some help. I've got some help. And so this process is now going to be totally managed by my virtual assistant. But here's the thing, and what I think is most important today as you watch this video. I'm able to talk through each element of this process. So yes, it's got 4 big chunks, if you will, but I understand what the minutia is in between each of these elements. Because if I want my VA to do a good job, I have to be able to explain or at least set expectations for the different elements. The same standard is true for you. If you want the people around you to do complex tasks, you have to at least have an appreciation of how they break out. Now, will you know every single detail? No, you won't. Is it possible that the details you understand may edit or change as time goes? Sure, so you got to be flexible with that. But the big picture you've got to be clear on. And the important supporting elements you've got to be clear on. And if you can't reach this standard, then you won't delegate well. I'd argue you can't delegate well.